Hi everyone, it's me, Little Bird. So 15 minutes isn't a lot of time to tell somebody's story, but it's a good thing that I remember a lot of details in my story. Details that matter. Everything in these stories, they matter. All the detail. But Creator wants me to get something out in a certain time. And now I've gathered all of my thoughts. I've been trying to write a book. I've actually written 2. And I just need some space to finish my writing. But books will take a while to come out. Books that have the detail. So he wants me to do videos and tell my story this way, because my life is a living testimony of the existence of Creator and the existence of Satan, the existence of soulmates, angels, demons, witches, spirits, and darkened spirits, and generational curses cast by generational witches. When my life was going helter-skelter, Creator would send me a soulmate to help brighten my spirit again. He sent me the man who was going to be my second soulmate in life. I had already spoken about 2, but Rob was actually my third soulmate. My first soulmate was Ren, and my second one is John Campbell. When the 2 of us met, it was a spiritual connection. John didn't have money. He didn't have a home. He didn't have a job. He didn't have anything. And yet I managed to fall in love with somebody who had absolutely nothing but love to offer me. How John dressed would also be considered like a homeless person. Him having no money, no home. Couch surfing, staying in shelters. He was homeless. See, John was brought to me to help me, but he was also supposed to help himself. I was supposed to fill him with this love. And being older than me, he was supposed to be able to see that it was a good thing then we separated when we did. But it wasn't. Not for him. Or was it? When I was 15, John and I went to Grovedale to go and visit his dad. And one night his cousin Shauna and I and Shauna's boyfriend had gone to Grand Prairie. And when we were on our way back, the guys, they seen the northern lights in the sky and they started whistling out the window. And me and Shauna were saying, "You're not supposed to do that." And the northern lights came down. And we got freaked out because I was told, and they were told when we were children, that the northern lights are our ancestors and they will come and take us away. And we're not supposed to whistle at them because it angers them and they'll come and take us away. So the northern lights, they came down and they surrounded the car, and Shauna stopped the car in the middle of the road and we were panicked. And these lights, they were like, it was like fog, but there was a little bit of green in them, like dancing around. And they didn't come right up to the car. They wrapped around in a circle. And I was terrified. And when we got back to Doug's place, John's father, Doug asked how our night had gone. And instead of John telling him about our night, John asked if he knew Eric Moses. And his dad, because he was asking about how our night had gone, asked John, "Why? What did he do to you, son?" "Yeah, I know who he is. I know where he lives." And John says, "Oh, no, he didn't do anything to me, Dad. That's Betsy's dad, and she's never met him." "You've never met your dad? How could you not have met your dad? Your auntie is best friends with his sister. Your uncles were best friends with his brother. Your grandma is best friends with his mother. How can you have not met your dad?" He said, "That's ridiculous. I'm going to take you to your dad." And I said, "No, because I'm scared." And I'm shocked because that day that John came to my cousin's house was the day that I told him about my dad. The first day that I met him, we were able to open up to each other about things. You see, that's what happens when you have a soulful connection with somebody. You bare your soul. And you each bare your soul. And bearing your soul is not the same as wanting sympathy. These are the reasons why you can't really get close to me. Because I got to work on these things, right? So, John's dad brought me to my father. And the rest of my family, the rest of my life. Because after John, I met Rob. And then I met Brian. And Brian was my husband. Rob was my third soulmate, Ren, and my life just kept going like that. When I split up with John, it hurt him. But like I said, soulmates don't always have to be in each other's lives forever with that one particular person. Soulmates redirect you to Creator's path for you in life. I wasn't supposed to have children with John. I was supposed to have children with Brian Wolf. And John was supposed to have his little girl. I was supposed to have my little girl. And I was supposed to meet my brother, my father, so that I could meet my first female soulmate, my sister. And then she could have met my brother. And John would have children one day. And I would have children one day. And my sister would have child and children one day. And that is remarkable. To be able to look back on my life and not feel horrible for what happened to that man who I know was a soulmate of mine, who I knew loved me. But he helped me to love myself and become assertive in my life. And he helped me to achieve a relationship with my father, who gave me direction in my life. He gave me those kind words that I needed as a teenager. And if it wasn't for my dad, I wouldn't have went home and rekindled my relationship with my mom and tried to heal her broken heart, because when I left home, my mom took it upon herself to feel bad, like she was a bad mom. My mom is an awesome mom. I love her to death. But none of these things would have happened in my life had Creator not been there for me, or for all of us. My sister had a little boy named Colby. I had a little girl named Leilani. And John had a little girl named Alexandra. And Allie and Colby and Leilani all went to school at the same place, Head Start. But Leilani's life got topsy-turvy, and we had been pulled away. And Allie and Colby ended up being best friends. All things happen because God's plan. Some of the things that we have gone through were not planned by God, but He redirected us. And if we're not surrounded by darkness, we can see that.